Hello and welcome to seispingüinos.com Instrumentopedia, a place that we look at instruments from all around the world. And what I have here is a 9-string guitar, or a harp guitar, or a multi-bass guitar, or a bass guitar, or a guitar with 3 floating basses. In fact, you can pick the name. As a general rule, guitars with floating basses, such as these, are called harp guitars, and guitars that have fretted extra bass strings are called extended range guitars, but there is no strict rule. And in the 19th century, everyone was experimenting. All the big guitar makers, such as Lacotte and Reis and Stauffer, were producing guitars with 6 strings, 7 strings, 8 strings, 9 strings, 10 strings, 11 strings. They were looking for the perfect guitar, so they were trying a bit of everything. And in fact, composers such as Luigi Legnani or Napoleon Coste were also writing pieces for guitar that included notes using extra bass strings. Now the construction is a bit more complicated. You need a wider bridge. You need to compensate for the extra tension of these strings. And for playing, it's also more complicated because with a normal guitar, the 6th string is your reference. But suddenly when you have extra strings here, it gets a bit more complicated to play. Luckily, this guitar is well designed, so there is a bit of space between the 6th and the 7th string, which makes it easier. Now the bass notes aren't used that much when playing, but what they do is create a wonderful drone effect. They provide a resonance, some overtones that give an extra boost to the sound of the guitar. If you just listen to this, I don't know if you can hear that. There's a wonderful singing resonance to every note played. So it is a very rich, warm guitar to play. Now, this particular guitar, I'm not sure where it was made, but it was sold by, there's a little sticker here, by Joseph George Morley. Now, Joseph George Morley is one of the most famous harp makers and harp sellers of the time, in fact, in the world, and Morley Harps still exists. So he started working off for Erard's harps, and then in 1890, he bought Erard out and he set up his own workshop and shop in Sussex Place. And that is where this guitar was sold. I have spoken to the Morley Harps, and unfortunately they don't have any records of a guitar like this being sold. So I can't trace its provenance that far. I'm not sure whether this was made in England, Germany or France, but I do know that Morley traded a lot in Paris, and so I think it could be a French guitar, but impossible to know. The tune I'm going to play is a tune written by Guillermo Gomez, and this tune was written in 1904. So I like to think that perhaps it was actually played on this guitar by its first owner, who would have bought it sometime around 1900, before or after. So anyway, the harp guitar.